Want a winnable fix for the economy?
Yeah, that's why I voted for Trump.
Raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour.
Fuck, I need to get my ears checked. I thought you said fix for the economy, not sit back and watch the fucking economy implode. Wait, Reich? Hold on a second. That's what I thought.
A basic moral principle that the majority of Americans, whether Democrats, Republicans, or independents, agree on is that no one who works full-time should be in poverty, nor should their family.
Notice he said a basic moral principle. He didn't say a basic economic principle. Yes, we can all agree that morally people should make more money. Hell, I wish everyone could make $50 an hour. Unfortunately, the people making minimum wage are low-skilled workers. The services they provide aren't a rare ability. Anyone can do what they do. If you want to make more money, it's easy. Go to a trade school and get a skill you can use to provide a service that not everyone can do. It's the economic principle of scarcity. The more scarce a product or service is, the more valuable it is.
Yet over time, we've seen significant growth in the working poor. These are people working full-time, sometimes even 60 or more hours each week, but at such low wages that they remain impoverished.
I'm sorry, and call me a dick if you want, but I'm one of those people that thinks you need to take responsibility for your choices. Look at who make up the working poor. It primarily consists of illegal immigrants, high school dropouts, and young girls that got pregnant when they weren't married. There are only 3 things you need to do in America to make sure you don't end up in poverty. 1. Graduate high school. 2. Get and keep a job. And 3. Don't have kids until you're married. If you follow these 3 simple rules, 99.8% of the time, you will not end up or live in poverty.
In the big picture, if the minimum wage in 1968 had simply kept up with inflation, it would be more than $10 today. If it also kept up with the added productivity of American workers since then, it would be more than $21 an hour today. And when we put money in the pockets of the adult breadwinners who make up the majority of minimum wage workers, they turn around and spend it, which creates demand and jobs for all of us. It's a virtuous cycle.
That was bullshit!
It's a virtuous cycle that's complete and utter bullshit. This is basically trickle-up economics. You don't stimulate an economy by just giving poor people more money. That isn't how the economy works. When the cost of labor increases, the company isn't going to just take that on the chin. They pass their costs on to you. If basically doubling the minimum wage doesn't just outright sink a company, then they'll end up paying their workers more, but they're going to charge everyone else more to make up that cost. Tell me how you feel when you're paying $8 for a loaf of bread.
What to do? One step is to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. This is winnable. A powerful movement is fighting for $15 an hour, and they're winning new laws in cities and states and forcing companies to raise wages.
Yeah, he's right. Some cities like San Francisco and Seattle have instituted a $15 minimum wage. We're going to have to circle back to that a little bit later in the video, though.
Some opponents say minimum wage workers are teenagers seeking some extra pocket money. Wrong. About half of minimum wage workers are 35 or older. Most are women, and many are key breadwinners for their families. And
We aren't saying that all minimum wage employees are teenagers. Our argument is that minimum wage jobs were made so teens could get work experience and make some extra spending cash. You say that you can't support a family on minimum wage. We are saying you were never meant to support a family on minimum wage. Once again, this comes back to personal choices people make. Is it my fault that you got knocked up at 15 years old, dropped out of high school, and have no specialized skills? No? Then why the fuck do my taxes pay your welfare?
Why the
Ooh, sorry about that. I went off on a little tangent. Moving on.
And don't believe scaremongers who say a $15 minimum wage will cause employers to cut employment.
Yeah, guys, don't believe those scaremongers that say doubling the minimum wage will force employers to cut down on their staff. Just look at San Francisco. They implemented a $15 minimum wage and they're doing great. It isn't like the city's hemorrhaging restaurant jobs. Seriously, restaurant jobs make up about 50% of all minimum wage jobs. When the rate was raised, restaurants either had to close down or cut their staff. Is it just me, or do the liberals not have a basic grasp on simple economics? Well, they are pushing for socialism. Obviously, they don't understand economics at all.
More money in people's pockets means more demand for goods and services, which means more jobs, not fewer jobs.
I just can't. Random black guy, can you take this one for me?
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Studies have also shown that when the minimum is raised, more people are brought into the pool of potential employees. So employers have more choice of whom to hire. And that cuts down on turnover and helps employers save money.
That didn't even make sense. But it doesn't matter because economics is magic. Jesus Christ, how much longer is this fucking video?
Cities like Seattle and San Francisco have already moved to raise their minimum wages to $15 over time.
Yep, we already talked about this, and it's already fucking them over. Next point.
And companies like Walmart, The Gap, and McDonald's are starting to get it, raising wages by about $1 an hour.
Oh yeah, McDonald's is starting to get it. Let's take a look at all the new employees that they've been hiring. Yep, you're really stimulating those minimum wage jobs, huh?
$1 is not enough, but it is a signal that corporations who employ American workers are responding to the movement for a living wage. A decent society ensures that all workers get a decent wage.
Of course $1's not enough. Nothing is ever going to be enough. But I'll tell you what, if you want a decent wage, go to school, get an education, don't get knocked up before you get married, and then we'll see what kind of decent wage you're making 5 years from now. Deal?
A $15 wage is the place to start. It's the least we can do.
See, $1's not enough. $15 is just the starting off point. I'll tell you what, why don't we just ask employers to pay the employees the amount that their services are worth? Flipping burgers is not worth $15 an hour. It's barely worth $5 an hour. So just be grateful that somebody's willing to pay you for doing that anyway. Well, that was bullshit. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time, cunts.